Okay, back to chapter 42. It says the Lord's chosen servant. It says this: Behold my servant whom I uphold, my chosen in whom my soul delights. I put my spirit, the Holy Spirit, upon him. He will bring forth justice to the nations. He will not cry aloud or lift up his voice, or make it heard in the street. A bruised reed he will not break, and a faintly burning wick he will not quench. He will faithfully bring forth justice. He will not grow faint or be discouraged, till he has established justice in the earth, and the coastlands await for his law. Thus says God the Lord, who's Christ, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread out the earth and what comes from it. He gives breath to the people on it, and spirit to those who walk in it. I am the Lord, I have called you in righteousness. I will take you by the hand and keep you. I will give you as a covenant for the people, a light for the nations, to open the eyes that are blind, to bring out the prisoners from the dungeon, from the prison those who sit in darkness. I am the Lord, that is my name. My glory I give to no other, nor my praise to carved idols. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I now declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord a new song, his praise from the end of the earth. You who go down to the sea and all that fills it, the coastlands and their inhabitants, let the desert and its seas lift up their voice, the villages that Kedar inhabit, let the inhabitants of Sela sing for joy. Let them shout from the top of the mountains. Let them give glory to the Lord, and declare his praise in the coastlands. The Lord goes out like a mighty man, like a man of war. He stirs up his zeal. He cries out, he shouts aloud, he shows himself mighty against his foes. For a long time I have held my peace, I have kept still and restrained myself. Now I will cry out like a woman in labor. I will gasp and pant. I will lay waste mountains and hills, and dry up all their vegetation. I will turn the rivers into islands, and dry up the pools. I will lead the blind in a way that they do not know, in paths that they have not known. I will guide them. I will turn the darkness before them into a light, the rough places into level ground. These are the things I do, and I do not forsake them. They are turned back and utterly put to shame, who trust in carved idols, who say to the metal images, you are our gods. God is going to, what God's saying here is, those people who reject him and turn to other gods and stuff, he will destroy and he will wipe them off the face of the earth, unless they repent and turn to him for salvation. But if they continue to reject the one true God, Jesus Christ, they continue to reject him, and they continue to serve other gods who are not real at all. They're just man-made, pretty much. They're actually technically man-made, gods. Man made them by their own hands. But anyway, if they refuse to serve the one true God, Jesus Christ, and they serve man-made gods, God will destroy those people. He will wipe them out, and he will absolutely just destroy them off the face of the earth, because they will not worship him, the one true God, Jesus Christ. Israel's failure to hear and see. Hear, you deaf, and look, you blind, that you may see. He was blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger whom I send. He was blind as my dedicated one, or blind as the servant of the Lord. He sees many things but does not observe them. His ears are open, but he does not hear. The Lord was pleased for his righteous sakes. So the Lord was pleased for his righteousness' sake, to magnify his law and make it glorious. But this is a people plundered and looted. They are all of them trapped in holes and hidden in prisons. They have become plunder with none to rescue, spoil with none to save or restore. Who among you will give ear to this, will attend and listen for the time to come? Who gave up Jacob to the looter, and Israel to the plunderers? Was it not the Lord against whom we have sinned, and whose ways they would not walk, whose law they would not obey? So he poured on them the heat of his anger, and the might of battle. It set him on fire all around, that he did not understand. It burned him up, that he did not take it to heart. Well, meaning, this person that continued to rebel against God, that continued to hate God, that continued to sin against God, God set that man literally on fire. He consumed him like that. He consumed him with fire. And because he wouldn't repent of his sins, and he wouldn't turn to God, so God had him set on fire. I mean, that's just wow. I mean, that's the God we, if you're a true Christian, that's the God you serve. Yes, God's a God of love, but man, God does not put up with sin, though. He will allow destruction to come upon you if you don't repent of it and turn to Him. That's the true God of the Bible. I want to read verse 25 one more time. It says, So he poured on him the heat of his anger and the might of the battle. It set him on fire all around, but he did not understand. It burned him up, but he did not take it to heart. So that's 42 about the Lord's chosen servant. Who I believe is talking about Christ. Christ is God, of course. I believe he's talking about the Lord. It says the Lord's chosen servant. And then it says sing to the Lord a new song, so they're singing to God. Of course, Israel's failure to hear and see God, and it causes them to be disciplined by God because they refuse to hear and see the things that He's doing. So God allows them to be disciplined for it. So it's 42. I'm back with a 43 here shortly.